You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
Welcome back to The Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, February 29th show. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We are your local mortgage experts. It is a great day to talk about money, and that's what the show is all about, how to make money, save money, so you can have a better quality of life for you and your family. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We're here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. In studio right now, we have Brenda Martin of John L. Scott, and we're going to be talking about the 5 upsides to downsizing your home. Brenda, thank you so much for joining us in studio today. Really excited to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me. I love listening to you guys, and it's just a great honor to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And a little bit about Brenda. Brenda grew up in a family of real estate business and has been surrounded by the industry for her whole life. She holds CNE, Certified Negotiation Expert, and SRES, Senior Real Estate Specialist designations, and is recognized by John L. Scott as a President's Gold Agent for her success in helping clients achieve their homeownership goals. Brenda partners with an initiative and a successful team using their combined knowledge to give her clients an advantage for a beneficial real estate experience. She is committed to providing professional real estate services with a goal to also exceed expectations. The wonderful friendships that are formed with her and her clients bring Brenda the most satisfaction and joy from working in the residential real estate industry.
Brenda, 5 upsides to downsizing your home. What an important piece in the market to touch on, and I don't think we touch on it enough, so I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. What would you consider as the biggest upside for most people in the position to downsize their home?
Yes, it is a great topic right now. So many people have a lot of equity, have owned their home for a while. Number one, I'd say, is enjoy that equity. That's the biggest upside. You've earned it. When you sell a home you've owned for years, possibly decades, chances are you'll have built quite a bit of equity as you've paid your monthly mortgage month after month.
I say it's your home bank account.
Yes, exactly. There's a good chance whatever smaller home you buy will cost less than the bigger one that you're selling. So the possibilities are endless, definitely. So number one, enjoy that equity.
So, Brenda, let's talk about, there are so many different things that a homeowner can do with that equity. Let's talk about some of those.
Yes. Oftentimes we hear about bucket list items.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun to listen to people's dreams and what's on their bucket list. We hear about big family trips people have always dreamed of, whether it's to, take the whole family somewhere or take a trip to Europe. Some people just want to do that ride a horse on the beach thing or do bungee jumping or something like that. The point is to taking something that you've worked so hard for and enjoying that equity and finally having the freedom to do some of the things you've been wanting to do.
Yeah, and I love that, thinking about being able to build some memories with your family. Another thing, maybe look at purchasing a second home. So you've got a vacation place, something you can pass down to your kids. Investment properties are a great opportunity as well to be able to invest in more real estate. Paying off debt is another thing that's really common right now, but you just want to be really careful that when you're paying off revolving debt, that doesn't mean that you're going out and getting new debt, because I say it's a bank account, but you don't want it to be your checking account. You want it to be your savings account, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, actually, my mom's brother moved to Arizona, and now she's tinkering with the idea of buying a property. They have a house here, then buying a property in Arizona and going back and forth. Brenda, what are your thoughts on buying a vacation home to downsize possibly?
Well, yeah, that's actually definitely on a lot of people's bucket list. It's they want to have a second home, possibly in a warmer climate, a place where their family will come and gather, build some more memories again. Whether, usually it's a warmer climate, but every once in a while somebody will say, I want that cabin in the woods, or I want that condo at the beach. And it's just all about, again, savings, it's building assets, but also assets that have purpose, and building those family relationships is a big one.
The second layer they're thinking about is vacation rentaling. I don't even rentaling. Is that even a word? Just made that
It's
up.
a Keelan word. It's all
Keelan
good.
Word.
We'll take it.
Victoria's keeping track of all the Keelan words.
You
by
ever
the
been
way.
rentaling? It's great. But yeah, so they have some income on both sides when they're not there, and they can travel back and forth, which is also a smart idea to subsidize your retirement.
Yes, that is a great upside too. Also, yeah.
So, Brenda, let's talk about considering downsizing. And when you're downsizing, you have to get rid of a lot of things, a lot of stuff that you have. And so, what advice do you have for people that just have a lot of things that they've collected over the years that they need to get rid of?
Yes. Well, this is the toughest part. We all gather so many precious and personal treasures. I personally have a tough time with this. I lost both my parents early on, so any little thing of theirs is kind of precious. But I also know that my kids don't necessarily want my stuff. That is precious to me. So my best advice is to go through all of our things and make a move to downsize while it's on our terms. We hear stories of people feeling forced or having no control because of health issues arise. So my best advice is to do it, when that comes to you and on your terms that way. So yeah, but it is tough.
Brenda, we watched this movie called Minimalists on Netflix, and ever since then I've purged. And I'm convinced that stuff is stress now, because when I get rid of a bunch of stuff, first part is I don't even realize I got rid of a bunch of it, which is weird. And secondly, it's just less to manage. And so you just feel freer. Like, there's a stress factor that's lift off of me, I feel like. And I continue to collect stuff, but I just got to get rid of it. That's the point.
I would say you just have a set amount of space that you have. And when that space is full, you don't have any more. So
It's
you
done.
have to either get rid of something or not purchase anything new.
Yeah, that T-shirt, I haven't worn it in 3 years. Why is it in my closet? I don't understand. Got to get rid of those. So
Yes.
what kind of benefits do you hear, Brenda, from your clients about a smaller place with less stuff?
Well, number two of the upside of downsizing definitely is having newfound time on your hands. Owning a smaller home typically means less time maintenance and dusting and weeding and mowing and that sort of thing. It reminds me of my mom. We always had a good-sized home, but I remember her speaking about not wanting knickknacks to dust. And whereas we always had a clean home, it's not like it was her choice of use of her time. So I know there's a lot of hobbies she would like to have gotten to, and I think definitely an upside is more time on your hands, and it goes back to, again, having less stuff creates more time and less stress for your life.
Yeah.
Love it.
Let's talk about little surprises that you might have when you're downsizing, Brenda.
I think, okay, so that brings us to number 3. I know we're working on 5 of list of 5, right?
We're getting
Thanks
there.
for numbering those out.
Yes. So definitely number 3, I think of an upside is a chance to make a fresh start. Downsizing is a perfect time to make a fresh start, embrace opportunities, possibly to live in a big city, maybe if you're not currently living in one, and get rid of that, commute maybe. It's whether you're wished for a warmer climate or wanted to move to an area that allows you more time to devote to a hobby like fishing or sailing, possibly. It's just another time, again, to embrace a fresh start. I have some clients right now. We just sold their house, and they are moving to Montana. They're fly fishing. They're so excited just for that, being in that peaceful beauty in the mountains. And so, yeah, number 3, a fresh start. That's a big surprise. People realize, wow, I can make this fresh start. It's a perfect time to do something I've wanted to do. So
It's beautiful.
You worked your whole life. Why not do what you actually want to do? For me, I think it's going to be like when I turn 21, it's like, ooh, the bars, this is great. I'm a new man, and I'm an adult now. But when you retire, now is your time to fulfill your dreams, enjoy that. You worked your whole life for that. When I was doing retirement planning, that was kind of my part of the passion of that, is helping people to prepare to make that transition. And preparation for those listeners is very important. Make sure that you're putting your pennies aside and really planning for that day so you can enjoy that moment in your life, because people are living a lot longer than they used to. So,
right.
What are your thoughts, Brenda, on aging in place? What are the benefits of following that path?
People often ask, does it make sense to just stay put? And there's no doubt about it that there's definitely comfort in staying in a home you've lived in your whole life. There's the familiarity, can say that,
Yeah, no, yeah.
of your current home. That's a big pro of aging in place, but then the potential financial drawbacks of remodeling or renovating so that you're able to stay, are some cons as well. So that's something people have to weigh, the benefits of the familiarity of staying in your home versus the expense of remodeling. And you have to also consider maintenance of your home, planning for that, and also taking care of yourself while you're staying in your home. So that's
Love it.
yeah.
So, Brenda, let's talk about I've just gone through this recently with my husband's mom and trying to determine what to do. Of course, she wanted to stay in her home. We looked at the option of her possibly moving with us. Now, that thought process didn't go for too long. We actually ended up moving her a really nice senior community. But what do you have that you see with how many of your clients that are downsizing that they're actually doing multi-generation where parents might be moving in with their kids and...
Yes. So I'm actually hearing this more and more lately, and it does my heart good, definitely, that there's options for parents that way, that people are open to that. According to the National Association of Realtors, their 2018 profile of home buyers and sellers, it said 12% of all buyers have a multi-generational household. And, there's the benefits of shared expenses and shared responsibilities. And then there's also... special occasions, they have the luxury of seeing each other every day also. So it is something people bring up, and it's kind of a growing trend for sure.
Yeah, in our development in our house, we actually have 2 houses that have 2 master bedrooms and each have 3 generations living in those houses.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're building houses to support multi-generation.
I think that's great.
I
Yeah.
joke with my family, I'm going to buy land and build a compound and just stuff them all on this land, on this property,
Yeah.
and have like a community center.
There you go.
And then I'll get more people there, and they'll just think they have friends, and then I'll actually make a bunch of money as a retirement center. We had a huge, running joke about that, but I'm
Sounds
not
awesome,
serious.
Keelan.
I love my family.
Yeah, your parents are great.
So what would you say, Brenda, if someone is considering downsizing, where do they start in this whole process?
Again, it comes back to having choices and making any changes on your own terms. When considering downsizing, the best place to start is with your close family and friends. Always, people that care about you are your best resource, of course. Talking about your concerns with the process and any fears about any change. Also talk about the upside and the good stuff, too. There's lots of good stuff, and hopefully this helped people think of the good part of downsizing also.
Absolutely. Brenda, as we're wrapping up our time here, why do you do what you do? Why are you in the real estate industry? What's your why behind it?
I love the people part of this business. Definitely, it's about each person, each home. It's all a different story, every person that I help. And I've gathered so many close friends from working in this business for sure. So definitely what I love about it.
Wonderful. Well, Brenda, thank you so much for joining us in studio. It was a pleasure to have a conversation with you around real estate and downsizing.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next on the Money Hour, myths about making a video. Mina Merchant of WorkSo, right here at 11:50 a.m. KKNW after this short break.